Hello, we are Group J, and today we'll be talking about Ego Pharmaceuticals and be presenting a bit of a business case study and our recommendations on whether Ego Pharmaceuticals should open a manufacturing base in Thailand or stay in Australia. So this is a brief preview of what we're going to run through today. We'll be doing a bit of a background on Ego Pharmaceuticals, its core technology, and the competing companies in Thailand. And based on that, we will take a look at the potential investments they can make in innovative technology, a bit of past analysis on talent, a SWOT analysis on talent, a bit of a marketing strategy should we think that we should expand into Thailand, and a bit of industry analysis into how the skincare pharmaceutical industry in Thailand sort of works in the moment. And from that, we'll present our conclusion. So, Eagle Pharmaceuticals is an Australian-owned private pharmaceuticals company. It was founded in 1953 by Jared Oppenheim and his wife Ray. Currently, it's being managed by his son, Alan Oppenheim, and his wife Jane. And they first opened their first lab in Elsternwick in 1954. And by the year 1960, it expanded into New Zealand, Singapore, and Papua New Guinea. Its first big contract was landed in 1976 through the development of the QV range of products that were specifically produced for the Queen Victoria Hospital. The core technology of EagleFarm lies in its expertise in translating dermatological research into consumer products. And over the past few years, they've been really active in applying for patents and to cover the intellectual property. So back in 2008, their first suite of anti-inflammatory compositions was developed, and by the year 2009, they had applied and been granted a patent for anti-inflammatory compositions that comprise of a corticosteroid, hexylene glycol, and water. In 2014, they've recently filed for more compositions that assisted in skin healing and maintaining skin health, specifically in treating skin conditions such as erythema. So, given what we know about Eagle Farm, we took a look at their product portfolio, and here we present a few potential advancements in technology should we have the funds to do so. Firstly, we took a look at multi-phase AI, which is an artificial intelligence that allows customers to observe changes in the skin conditions through an app on their phone. And this can be used to detect skin conditions and be able to advertise EcoFarm's products. Furthermore, this is also serves as a good way to gain data on how customers use EcoFarm's products, and through that, develop new natural products that can be targeted towards the specific needs of the Thai market. Based on all this data, this will help EcoFarm produce a picture on what their customers need, specifically in Thailand. And because young ladies in Thailand or the customer segments in Thailand really desire fair skin or whitening products, this can be used to specifically target the research and development of Eagle Farm's next suite of products. So we took a look at the various competitors operating in the Thai markets currently. We based that on the largest e-commerce site in Thailand at the moment, which is Lazada. And we identified three major competitors that were of roughly similar size, being Neutrogena, Cetaphil, and L'Oreal. So L'Oreal is the largest competitor in the market at the moment. It occupies around 18% of the entire skincare market. But we are confident that given Eagle Farm's niche, it can really compete in the Thai market. To prove this, we've conducted a brief past analysis. So politically wise, Thailand is a really attractive place for doing business due to government incentives between Australia and Thailand. There's a free trade agreement between Australia and Thailand at the moment. And recently in Thailand, they announced a 10 billion baht research and development fund to further help businesses expand their operations into Thailand. Economically, Thailand is an outward-looking economy. It's relatively low income in comparison to Australia, but it's still the second largest economy in Southeast Asia and has a developed tourism industry. Socially, the market for skincare pharmaceuticals is growing. There's a big emphasis on consumption and the focus on healthy skin. It's been rated the happiest country in the world, and the growing demand for whitening products and anti-aging products is only gonna grow from now on. Technologically, Thailand isn't as advanced as Australia, there's not much high-level core technologies within the country itself, and there's been a steady brain drain over the past few years due to political conditions, and there's been big outflow of scientific and technological talent. But the IT infrastructure in Thailand is still really good, which leads us into our SWOT analysis. So, the strengths of expanding into Thailand at the moment would be better inventory management. And due to EcoFarm's experiences in Southeast Asia, in Singapore and Malaysia, the technology level is still very high. And due to Thailand's geographical location in Southeast Asia, there's a big supply chain advantage for expanding into Thailand. Weaknesses for even expanding Thailand in the first place would be the amount of preparation required to even think about that in the first place. Due to the potential language and cultural barriers, the efficiency of actually doing this could be really low. And if if EcoFarm desires to expand into Thailand, this means that management would be restricted because the management structure becomes decentralized, and they would have to hire an entirely new team in Thailand. Opportunities for this, however, relies in the financial incentives of the government. There are tax breaks and other financial support available for foreign companies, and the friendly investment environment plus the infrastructure that allows for online marketing would really serve as really big opportunities for Eagle Farm to further expand their reach. Main threats for even thinking about expanding at the moment are the language and culture barriers and the existing competition from other existing companies such as Laurel and other companies that we identified earlier in the presentation. So, given the past and SWOT analysis, we took a look at potential marketing strategies for Eagle Farms products in Thailand and the surrounding Southeast Asian market. Specifically in the product, we decided that we should market based on the value proposition that Eagle Farm has, which is high quality products, a reputation for innovation, and results based on scientific research. And we would focus that on the three big subsectors in the skincare pharmaceutical industry within Thailand, which is anti-aging, whitening, and baby products. We determined that the target market was young professional women between the ages of 18 and 30, and we determined that the main marketing channel should be two other pharmacies offline, while also having a separate channel online, which would be direct to consumer or via Lazada, which is an e-commerce website in Thailand. We decided that the most efficient way to advertise our products is through social media platforms in Thailand, and we determined that to be Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. And in terms of the pricing strategy, we decided that affordable prices for the targeted customer segment should be set, but there is room for premium pricing if the value proposition of Eagle Farm is marketed properly, which we think would be really advantageous for Eagle Farm. We then took this a step further and took a look at Porter's five forces in regards to competition within Thailand. The main one in the moment would be competitive rivalry. So the competitive rivalry within the Thai market at the moment is very high due to the saturated market and the amount of competing brands. The supply power is really low. As we discovered, there were over 300 suppliers within Thailand at the moment, which would lower the cost of input. But the buyer power is really high because of the huge amount of other competitors on the market and how easy the internet allows for buyers to switch brands or switch products. The threat of new entry is rated around medium. So even though the internet facilitates the movement of new brands, initial investment of trying to get a new product out in the first place and the protections in place to protect intellectual property means that threat of new entry is considered around medium, and the threat of substitution is low-ish. So substitution is easy and viable in really niche cases, for example, through home and natural remedies. But these remedies are very, very hard to scale into a viable business. We took a look at the Boston Matrix and determined that for the moment, because Thailand is a new market, um, most of the products that are being produced by Eagle Farm would be question marks. But with the right sort of marketing strategy and the right market research, we feel that Eagle Farm has the right suite of products that could propel it to be all star